Hi, what's up? Welcome to Non-Fungible Guys. This is a podcast about NFTs and crypto. I am one of your hosts, Devon C. Codrington. I've never said the C before, but there it is.
No, that's a first.
Yeah, that's a first. And we're joined today. Well, I'm joined by
Ryan. How's it going, everyone?
Yeah, and Ryan, you might as well introduce our guest, man.
You sure? You don't want to do the honors?
I don't. Well, okay, fine.
A fellow podcaster?
Yes, this is pretty important, pretty exciting. We have a fellow podcaster, first podcaster on our podcast. Like, we're reaching out in the community.
Yep.
This is Nat on Twitter. It's natnft.eth. Nat for, well, I say for Nat Angels.
Yes.
A is a 4. The Angels it finishes with a Z.
I'm actually really glad that you got that because so many people don't get it. They're like, Nat Angels. I'm like, no.
It's clearly Nat Angels.
Yeah, Nat Angels. Yes.
It's easy to see. Like, when I see it, I know it's Angels. But when I say it, like, I'm like, so we mess up our own podcast name all the time. We're always like, non-fungible. Wait, what is it? Like, we've been messing up our Twitter name for like the first 7 episodes. But we got it now.
All the time. I have I guess a brand that I started a year ago, like nothing that I've ever publicized, just like something I wanted to get down packed. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. And I can't even pronounce it sometimes. Like, I was like, wait, am saying it right? And my friends would be like, that's not even how you say it. I'm like,
gotta love it. So what's the name of your podcast? Because I enjoyed it, but what's the name of your podcast?
My podcast is called Dejan Talk. It's also like a crypto NFT DeFi podcast. It's very casual and chill. I've had a couple guests already. I'm like hoarding some interviews that I haven't posted yet, just out of like editing laziness and not being 100% satisfied with the content. I'm still like, navigating how I want to do things. That's why I'm kind of keeping it casual, so I don't have like too much pressure on it. But it's really fun. I had a podcast before. I did like a kind of like a mental health podcast for a season with my friend. So I had like a little bit of experience, and it's working out pretty good so far.
Was was your latest episode kind of like a glimpse of what the previous podcast was, with the episode you had with Ava?
Sort of, yeah. The last episode that I had, which was about mental health, was an episode that I really wanted to do before I released anything else, just because it's like the holidays and like that time of the year. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of get in a funk. And so I just felt like it was like a good time, and I really wanted to like talk, but I also didn't have like a specific guest that I could bring on for the mental health aspect. So my roommate, Ava, we are like constantly trying to do like self-growth work, all that stuff. So I was like, do you want to join? She's kind of like in the crypto scene as well. Like, she's like getting her feet wet. So I was like, do you want to join and get like your input? And she did really well. I was really, really happy with our conversation. It was dope.
No, it was a good episode.
I would love to do another episode on mental health that's like longer and more with more people.
Well, I was going to ask about that because I know you've been on Twitter, you've been promoting like, crypto and then metaverses and mental health, and it's all it's going to be intertwined. I mean, do you see like spaces opening up in metaverses where you could have your sessions like virtually? I guess we do virtually therapy already, but like now you could kind of do, it in the metaverse, kind of with an avatar and someone that's sitting in front of you, kind of, you know what I mean?
1,000%. I actually talked about this with properties on our episode.
Maybe that's why I heard it.
Yeah, I was like telling them that I asked them if they ever considered doing like therapy in like having like a place where people go do therapy, and they really loved that idea. And they wanted me to actually kind of be like the person where people come to talk to, because like I like doing mental health things and whatnot, but I'm not a professional. So I'm in therapy myself. So yeah. I don't think that I should be the one doing that, but I really love the idea. And I love the idea of like helping others like figure out their mental health. Cause I'm just like a regular person. I'm not like professional or whatever, but I do read a lot and like work on myself. So that is something that like I want to incorporate into my career for sure, is like the mental health aspects and like raise awareness to that.
it's a massive, especially with COVID and being locked down, and it's a massive problem, I think, going for all of North America, all the world, really.
And I think in terms of like the metaverse is such a great opportunity for people to, like, a lot of people don't go to therapy simply because they don't want to go. Mm-hmm. They don't want to like go.
There's still a little bit of stigma behind it too, right?
Yeah, there's a stigma towards it. You know, like it's really hard, like being face to face with somebody and like opening up and being vulnerable. I've gone through like probably 10 therapists, you know, just like therapy dating, you know, like trying to find the right one. Yeah. And every time I have like that first initial date, I'm always crying my eyes out because it's really overwhelming to like just open up, especially like to somebody that you've never met before. So I think like the metaverse will give opportunities to people that can't deal with that kind of anxiety, and like they can hide behind an avatar if they need to.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's huge.
To speak to somebody face to face if they don't want to. Like I feel like people will be able, as ironic as it sounds, because you're hiding behind an avatar, just be more authentic in the way that you think.
Of course, 100%. Like that's like there's so much of that with like your crypto Twitter, you know what I mean? Like everyone they'll have their regular persona, and then they'll have their PFP on a brand new Twitter that they can like be whoever they want to be in the crypto space, and that's gonna, you know, connect.
That's everywhere online. I even have a couple people in my life where it's like, if you look at their Facebook, it's like sunshine and rainbows, and you're like, I know the real story behind it. Like everyone has this persona that they put up for social media and all sorts. I mean, metaverses to me is going to just be the social media 2.0 in a sense, where you can mingle with avatars and do all sorts. It's exciting. I'm excited for it.
I guess the thing that sucks is that like when you think about it, because of all that hiding, people can like stunt a bit more. Like, I mean, it's that clout pushing out there, right? And it's like they're gonna clout and make it even worse, because crypto breeds so much of exclusivity, early adoption, and being, you know, whitelisted for that airdrop for the giveaways. And it's like, in that sense, it's like if you didn't get there early, you're immediately now not part of the group. It's kind of exclusionary, and that's something like Ryan and I, we've talked about a little bit offline, like about feeling the burnout from the quote unquote grind. You know what I mean? And like what it can do to people. It can kind of just like push them over. Remember, there was that guy, and this is not even crypto per se, that guy who like invested in Robinhood, and he was doing options trading, and he basically was down like $70,000 or something, and he couldn't handle it, and he offed himself, and it was terrible. And like, if you're trading options, you know that these things can change and fluctuate a lot. And if he had just waited, if he had the supports, if he had whatever, he would have realized that his money was going to bounce back. He wasn't really that much in the hole. It was the position that he had taken. That being said, like, that kind of things happen. People are dumping real money, fiat, and going into crypto, fiat, to like into this, and they're like losing it. People are losing houses and stuff because it's a lot new and they don't understand it all. So we definitely are going to see some more mental health cases coming out of all of this.
There's going to be a lot, and hopefully the people are, you know, doing their part to. I mean, I find a lot of the communities too are very welcoming, but like true. You said, there is the. I lost my train of thought, but sorry, go ahead.
So now, like, outside of this, like, what else we kind of just jumped, we went deep right away. Like, we're just like, hey, what's up? Now we're just going to dive into the deepest shit. I already talked about someone that like lost everything. Let's pull it back. Everybody calm down. What else do you do, Nat? Like you mentioned podcasts, you mentioned, and you're obviously in crypto. Tell us about your start in crypto. Why are you the crypto influencer that we know you to be? How did that happen?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't even think I'm an influencer like yet. I think I'm on my way, but definitely not even near a lot of people. But basically, I got my start into crypto last year very superficially. Like, I got Robinhood and I bought Doge. So that was how that happened.
This is 2020.
This is 2020, yeah.
You're ahead of most people there, right? Because like,
yes, I'm ahead of. That's big. I am ahead of most people, but I wish I would have gone in way harder. Obviously, I just didn't know, but at least I was in, right? Yeah. So I had like $250 in Doge. And then I was like investing into other stocks, like EV stocks. And I wasn't really paying much attention to it at the time. I was doing OnlyFans. So I was kind of like grinding on OnlyFans, investing my money into back into like Robinhood, doing that, like saving, whatever. And then I forgot when it was when Doge had its spike. But when that happened and I realized like how much money I made off such a small investment, I basically like just went all in on crypto. It was like very bad though. I lost a lot of money. I just
what do you mean? Like I'm thinking about Doge spike and I'm like, which one? Are we talking about Doge spike?
When it went to like 72 cents.
I was like, pre-Elon, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, is this Elon or pre-Elon?
This is like, I think when Elon was like tweeting about it. I think it like spiked up a little and I made like probably like, I think like 8K literally just from that.
Oh, wow.
50. And then when I saw that, I put in like another 1,000 and then it went to like 72 cents and it was like a 20K profit. Whew. But at the time, like I didn't know anything about crypto. I didn't know about like how like rug pulls happen and how people like once it reaches an all-time high, like it's about to drop. And I was very optimistic and hopeful. So I did not take like profits out until I got like 8K total from like that whole experience.
And it went, you got the old pump and dump.
Right. Yeah. And for those of you listening, that's not even like crypto exclusive. That's just like financial markets, like people pump a whole bunch of capital into there, a bunch of liquidity, and then everyone's like, all right, there it is. All right, pull out. And then that stock just crashes and that's the pump and dump. But you got some though, right? Yeah, I got some. And still a win. Yeah. And then still a win. And then I don't even know how it happened, but I basically like, I came across this guy on Instagram. His name's @Hustler, and he's like this crypto guy, I guess. And he had like a group chat where you can like pay and be in it. And there was like people saying that they were making a lot of money off of it. So I was like, bet I'm gonna join. So I joined and basically like aped into a bunch of meme coins that were shit coins, lost a ton of money, probably did not make any profit whatsoever. But like I kept going and then I started learning more about utility coins and then I started investing my money in utility coins and that's when I started making like a lot more money. And I was like, okay, I'm done with meme coins. Like I'm just gonna like play it safe with like these coins and like hold like diamond hands forever. And do you care to share what some of the utility coins you like jumped into earlier on? My top ones are Quant, Alliance, Block, and Vectorspace. And that's real. That's real. That's like I literally am sitting here. I'm like, I only know Quant and Alliance. This is good. Dropping the crypto knowledge. So did you get that from the group you were in, or were you just doing your research and been like, this looks good? It was my own research.
Hey, do your own research.
Yeah. Wow. Never mentioned in that crypto chat, which I'm still in now. It's like, I don't ever take the moves that go on in there, but he actually like switched, he like transferred everybody that was in that crypto chat into an NFT chat, which really like, was a lot more helpful for me than the crypto chat. So I'm glad that I was like in it anyways.
So you still benefited from it in a sense, like being part of that group.
Yeah. And it's brought me like a lot of opportunities actually. And like whenever I send in a project in there, they usually trust my judgment. So it's like a good little like niche.
Nice.
And you say you're not an influencer.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like,
there's a group, I invested, I lost money, I made money, hopped into another group, NFTs. When I drop shit in there, it blows up. She's like, but I'm not an influencer. I didn't think about it like that. Thank you. But then that's kind of like the storyline. I just like kept going. I got into NFTs. Around the same time I got into crypto actually, but like very lightly. I did not know what I was doing. I was an animator last year. I was learning how to animate and I uploaded one of my animations onto like
I think it was like Rarible. I don't even know what it was. Like it was it was not OpenSea. Like I know that for a fact. And I don't even know where it is. I've been trying to look for it in like,
wait.
But like I can't find it. And
That's hilarious.
I looked at it for like 1 ETH and it's like the shittiest like jellyfish floating through like a pond. Like it's like stupid, but
it's out there. You just got to find it.
Yeah, but I just like never got into NFTs when I should have, even though I was kind of there when everything was happening. And then, I aped in the summer, got addicted,
like most of us.
Yeah. And now I'm here.
Awesome. Yeah.
Go
ahead, Devon.
No, wait, what?
What?
Why gotta be like that?
This is how professional we are. No, I was just going to say we've done that on a small scale as a group where for me, it was just like me and two buddies and we were doing crypto. It started as stocks, like weed stocks up in Canada because it came legal, 2 years ago, I think now. And so we started with that kind of stuff. And then it was like, hey, there's this thing crypto. So we jumped into that. And then Devon joined us. And then we just started doing NFTs. And it led to exactly what you just said. We're here now. And it's only just the four of us. But it's been fun. I don't know. It's a wild ride.
We're called the Four Horsemen.
No, we're not. Don't listen to him. We're not called.
It's a thing. If I say it on every episode, it's going to be a thing. Nat believes it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Done.
Fine.
I win. It's over. All right, keep going.
2 against 1. Guess I lose.
It's over. Oh man, that's cool. Okay. So that's actually that's a good journey. Like that's like you started early, did something, took your hit early, but then like it didn't. Okay. So going a bit more into NFTs, what was an early project that you jumped into that you dropped into the group that you were like, okay, this is cool. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, it made you a crazy return. You like you gotta buy the NFTs that you enjoy, the community you like. Like we always advocate for that. Like the art, like the community, like the utility or whatever, even if it doesn't have utility. So what's a project that you chopped in that early and you were like, I like this NFT and it's special to you?
Okay, let me think. I remember I dropped Bubblegum Kids and a few people bought, but somebody was like, I just bought 10. I was like, okay, cool. So that was one project. I still love Bubblegum Kids. I minted 2 of them. One for me and one for like the guy that I was with at the time. And like they weren't revealed right away. So I sent him, it was so literally like
I know this is going to be good.
Like my intuition was like, I know that I'm going to send him a rare one. Like I know it, like I just know. And I'm not going to have like the rare one. And I was like, but I'm not going to be like that person, So I was like, I'm just going to send him the random one. And whatever reveal happened and like, mine was like basic and I never asked him which one he got because he's not like super into NFTs. He would just like buy whatever I told him to buy. And I remember we were on vacation and like he was like, oh, let me check on my NFTs. And I was like, oh yeah. And he like never revealed his Bubblegum Kid. And I literally like the second I saw it, I knew instantly that it was super rare. Like, cause it had like some crazy bubblegum shit. And I was like, I started immediately like sobbing my eyes out. I've never had a rare NFT at that point. So I was like, I don't really have a rare NFT now, like kind of rare, but not super rare.
Yeah.
But at that point I didn't really have anything rare. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I'm sorry, I keep swearing. So I was in the bathroom texting my friend, like crying, like he got the rare one. Like, I don't know what to do. I was like hyperventilating. I was like going through it. And he like was like, I'll send it to you. Like, it's okay. Like, it's yours. You minted it, all this shit. But I was like, no, it's yours. Like, I was like, just had so much pride to take it. But yeah.
What happened to it?
I was gonna say, did you let him keep it?
Yeah, he has it. He has it. Yeah.
Call that guy up. Tell him to send it right now.
Yeah. This is
another one I always advocate for. And properties, obsessed with properties. Of course. Properties, they literally dropped everywhere. I was like, you guys don't want to miss this. And I was right. Right.
You were. They sold out in 6 minutes over the weekend.
Which I think is so sick considering how people are not really buying NFTs right now. So
yeah, actually, let's talk about two things right now. First of all, that's how I know who you are, through properties or something. Same. Right?
You came in and took everyone by storm. I just remember seeing everyone. I'm like, who's that? Like, where did she come from? Like, everyone was like chatting you up. I was like, oh, I guess I got paying attention now.
I didn't even know how that happened. It was such a blur.
How did you hear about it?
Conrad hit me up probably like around, he said that he followed me when I had like 400 followers, and he hit me up, and like, I guess we were already just like talking. And then, so he was just it was just like part of the journey. And like, he said that he wanted to come on the podcast. So I was like, let's do the first episode together. And that's how that happened. That's pretty awesome. Much. And now they're like good friends of mine. I like really, really love them. They're amazing.
We love them too. We're big fans. Ryan and Joe are best friends too. They're always singing karaoke together.
We sing karaoke on the Discord every so often. So he's a good guy.
So what did actually? No shade, no shame. I like when it comes to properties. Ryan, considering his like close ties with the project, I'm always like, Ryan, what's up? What's going on? Like, how's my wallet look? Like, I'm always doing my own shit. Like, I'm not even ashamed to say, like, I'm in it. I've got my mints and whatnot, but like, Ryan does this too. He'll be like, we'll buy a bunch of stuff collectively for ourselves, for the podcast and whatnot. And then he'll just blind give them away.
You know how many good ones I've given?
Honestly, he never gets the good one. Like never. It's always me or some of the other horsemen. But either way, how did everyone do in properties? Like you got your mints now? Like Ryan, I know you got yours. I got mine. I have two. Ryan's got.
Yes, you have two.
3.
You've got. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to front, but I know they are. Nat, how did you do? What did you get?
I'm actually really sad about the mint process because I guess they had that little glitch where it was saying you weren't eligible to mint or whatever.
Yeah, there was a few people going on like, what the fuck? Saying I'm not eligible, but they were working a lot doing that. But I guess
they fixed it super quickly. But then like, I don't know, I guess something got screwed up with my wallet address. So I was only eligible to mint 1, even though I was supposed to be able to mint 4 before. So I only got 1 property, which I was sad because I wanted to mint all 4. But I did mint at since I got it during the whitelist, I got it basically like only $100 in gas. So it was like really, really chill. And like,
that's good.
I can't believe how it was like the perfect, because they had delayed the mint twice leading up to this one. And everyone like, the gas fees were ridiculous. I saw it at one point, it was under 40 that weekend. I was like, I haven't seen it under 40 like for a month at least.
I think like $100 in gas is like if I see $100, I'm like, okay, I'm taking that. Like
100%. I complain about it all the time about Ethereum, where it's like, I complained a couple episodes back where it was like, there was a DJ giving out a free album and it was like $300, $400 in gas. I'm like, I might as well just email it to me at this point. I'm not paying, like you're paying $400 to like the miners, I guess you're saying, but damn gas. I'm into thanks. Public thank you to Ryan, my co-host, best friend buddy there. I was up at 4 a.m. in Eastern time. And I was like, I saw 46 Gwei, which is like about 100 Canadian bucks. So they didn't even less, maybe 120, maybe. Yeah, somewhere around there.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is good. This is crazy. So I swear I looked down just to confirm shit on my phone, confirm addresses and whatnot. I look up and it's at 50. And I was like, what? Like, I'm telling you, I saw the numbers change in front of my eyes. And I was just like, no. And I minted at 50, which is like about, 100 and something. So Canadian 150 or 140 or whatever.
You're located in Toronto?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Canada representing in the house.
Ever been?
The Canadians.
Yeah, I love Canada. I've been to Montreal and Vancouver and Whistler.
Nice.
I've been to the Niagara Falls, so wherever that is.
Yeah, close. Like an hour and a half.
I was going to say it's like an hour and a half from Toronto, but it's close.
So you need to come to Toronto and check like the Raptors.
I heard Toronto is amazing, so I definitely need to come.
Toronto is a hot spot.
No doubt. Okay, so properties. You were talking about Sappy Seals. I know you rep that hard. What do you like about that project? Why is it special? Can people still buy?
Of course, people can still buy. I love Sappy Seals because of the community. Honestly, it was one of the first projects that I bought into. It was the first project I bought into with the community, because the first NFTs I was buying were more from like independent artists. And so I just really, really like the community and how responsive and active they were. And I love Wob. Like, he's amazing. He's so cool and successful and smart and like so young. Like, he has such a bright future ahead of him. So I just love I just think like it's going to be one of those projects that are for the long run.
That's awesome. That's the one thing I noticed over this weekend. I was asking in the properties, like the inner circle that we have, I realized I'm the old man of the group. I mean, NFTs and crypto is not so much any age. It's all over the place, but NFT seems to be a young person. I'm 37 and I'm the old man by like 8 years. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy.
37 is so young. I feel like I'm still going to be young until I'm like 60.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun space to be in. I mean, I don't feel old at all, but it's like 20-year-olds and like early 30s.
I mean, you don't even notice until you ask, right? Because we're all like on social media, and like nobody really knows until like someone says something. You're like, wait, you're that young. And it happens to me all the time where I'm 23, but obviously I still kind of have like that mentality where I think I'm old. So when I meet like a 20-year-old that's like in the same position as me or like way like beyond, I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm so like, fuck, like I need to get my shit together. But crazy. I really like to emphasize to myself and to others that we're all on our own timeline, and, you know, everything's going to happen exactly as it should. And like, some things happen earlier to others and some things happen later to others, but it's all for a reason and it's all going to work out. So as long as we're in alignment, it should be fine.
Hey, that's the best. I like that. That's great.
That's wisdom of someone beyond their years. All right. Appreciate that.
There you go.
Okay. So what's something so like in the NFT space, we talked about, like, we jumped into some of the bad stuff earlier on, but like, it can get kind of wild at times. Like, people are pretty nice, which is good, but like, what do you see being like a chick who is blessed with universally attractive looks? You know, I'm trying to say that in the best way possible. Like, what do you get? Like, do you feel like you have a different experience? Like, how's the community been? You know, like, what's it
like being a beautiful woman in the NFT crypto space?
Okay, so there's pros and there's cons. You know, like, I love to say that the crypto and NFT space is like super inclusive and like everyone's super nice and like you can do whatever, but that's not necessarily true. People are ruthless, like, just when you're dealing on the internet in general, like, people are just don't act the same way that they do when they're in real life.
No, they think they've got a pass to be just a complete asshole.
Right.
To people.
They're more ballsy and they say things that are actually on their mind when you shouldn't say those things, you know? 100%. So, I think like before I got big into NFTs on Twitter, I had like one Twitter post that kind of got like a little bit of traction. And it was a post about Quant. And it was like a joke, kind of like a gold digger joke. And, you know, like, I have my own Quant bag. I don't need anyone else's Quant bag, but I just like made a joke about like how I think it would basically, like, it's attractive if somebody else owns Quant. So I got like all of this hate from like these crypto guys telling me like, oh, the gold diggers are coming, like they're coming, like it's like this wave. And the same thing happened when I had that Twitter post about the podcast.
Oh, I remember that one. That one.
I do too.
That one woman. Holy shit. I was like, yo, check this chick out going at that. I'm like,
there was
holy.
A post that was like, that quote tweeted my post that went even more viral than my original post. Oh. And it was all hate. It was literally all like just like people bashing on. I mean, there's obviously people who are like they're nice and they defend me, and I love those people. But there are definitely a lot of ruthless people out there, and it's not just men, it's definitely women as well. Like, I feel like girls almost hop on the opportunity to like,
which is funny because it's like
down.
You got to have that girl power and build each other up. And it's like, I just want to shit on each other.
Girlfriends still. I'm like looking for a girl squad, but it is what it is. I've met so many cool and amazing, awesome people, but like, there's always going to be internet trolls. And like, I think I've learned that that's a sign of doing something right. So
yeah,
haters gonna hate.
Right. But overall, like, I think you definitely need a little, I mean, if you want to be in the crypto scene, like privately, I think that's like, it's very chill, and like, you can learn a lot on the internet, and like, there's so many resources out there and information. 100%. But if you want to, like, I guess, like, try to have a face in the space, like I am, like you guys are, you have to be like prepared that, people are going to say shit, but you just don't want to get to you, just like, I mean, it's hard not to let it get to you. Like, I did cry a couple times, but like, whatever, like
most of the stuff no doubt. Most of the negative stuff that I get is just from Ryan. So like, so far I'm shielded. I'm okay. Like, it's just this guy.
But no, I take my bullying first, and then
right. And then I can handle it. Yeah. No, but like, I understand that. And like, if you're getting,
right. And it's also a little intimidating. Like, now that I have followers on Twitter, I feel a lot more intimidated to post like alpha, because like, I don't want to be scrutinized, versus like before, if I posted something about a coin or like what I thought was going to happen or something like that, I didn't give a fuck. Cause like,
what do you mean when you say alpha? Oh, so sorry about that.
For example, like if I want to say like, oh, I think like, this is going to happen with Quant, or like, I think you guys should buy this coin, or like, I think this project, like, it has like a lot of good potential. I just feel like there's a lot more eyes, like there's a lot more room for people to be like, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about. So like, so I now am like, that's like an insecurity that I'm like now fighting with. But
yeah, you know what? We've talked about that though, but we've gone hard. Like, it's kind of one of those things where it forces, the way I look at it, it forces Ryan and I for us to do our research and to confer with each other and our group and our greater like crypto community, of which you are a part of, and like see like, what do we really think? Because like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of misinformation, but we felt like, for example, we felt strong about properties, and we knew that this was going to be different, and we had to trust ourselves there. And like, you know what, a platform, there's a couple of times where we were like offline being like, yo, what if this project is garbage?
That's the thing. Like, what happens if we're just leading everyone, or like, even if it's 10 people, we're leading our friends to a rug pull?
Not even just one tweet. It's like, we're here 40 minutes or an hour being like, this is what I did this week. And I've definitely had to wear something on my chin. Ryan, do you want to remind us what that is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I was when I tried to ape in on something without doing the due diligence and not paying attention to my wallet.
He sent from a brokerage instead of from a wallet. So his coins just went bye-bye into the abyss.
And that's forever encapsulated on episode 6. I don't know if it's episode 6. We just made that up, but still, like, you know what I mean? And I was thinking like, wow, I wasn't prepared for this. And there's so much uncertainty with crypto, with NFTs, with everything. Patterns are hard to see. Like, I mean, sure, they technically have existed for 10 years with Bitcoin, but realistically, it's a little bit tough. And we're out here telling people what's going on, but we're also right there trying to, it's not the blind leading the blind. It's just like, we're here leveraging all the resources we can to try to bring it to people.
Do you have a handbook of all the damn short form codes for it? Like, there's alpha and WAGMI, and the amount of like words I've had to learn within the NFT space. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's I guess where the old man in me comes out. I'm like, I don't know what half these damn short forms are.
I actually think knowing all of that information is so valuable. Like, knowing what the actual culture is like to be 100%. In the NFT space, in the crypto space on Twitter, is so valuable to, like, if you know it and somebody else doesn't know it. Like, I know a couple of people who like have a lot of money and have like aped into NFTs, like buying the big ones like apes and shit like that.
Yeah.
without like any knowledge other than like, oh, like this is a good NFT to have, obviously. And I'm just like, yeah, I totally lost my train of thought.
They don't, like if you're conversing with them online, it's like, oh, they spell when with a WHEN
right.
properly.
So like I'm like talking to these different people, and they're like, can you help me? Like I just like got on Twitter. I have no idea what's going on. And I'm like, I think like I'm a really good resource for these people to have to like talk to and like learn these things. So like actually, I think if you can learn the culture and figure out what everything means, like you definitely have like a big advantage, especially since the best and most of the best projects and NFTs that pop off have really strong communities. So it's important to be able to like converse with them, because all of those people in the communities are like so, the culture is just so strong, like the whole, like with the words and like everything like that. It's like a whole different, I was talking to my friend about, it's like we're going to high school together almost, like we just like see each other and like, you know, and like to be, you know, like the cool kids, you have to know what's going on. So
and just as an example of the people, like for some of the words, it's like I said, when is spelled WEN or give is GIB. I'm like, what is going on with some of these words? Or you got alpha or wag me or not going to make it and all this stuff. And it's like, it's so true. You got to
what's wag me, Ryan?
We're all going to make it, buddy.
I mean, I know. Okay, so let's drop a couple. I know. Here's one I'm going to straight up. I didn't know what this was till last week. FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah, FUD.
Like I literally was like,
nope.
I think it came up because
I just realized what FSS is, like for fuck's sake.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
I thought it was like the sound. I literally, every time I would see it, I would make a sound. And then I really Googled it and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense in both ways. Nice.
It definitely does. Yeah, there's a lot of terms and stuff that, like FUD is a big one with a lot of trolls too. Like they've kind of take over spots and start dropping the FUD and keep putting the doubt into everybody's mind about projects, and they just have fun with it and then F off to another Discord or whatever. It's I don't know. It's so funny to like just be involved in the culture, and you got to learn it. You kind of do, because you stand out if you're like, what does all these words mean? And like some Discords even they'll pin it in a message. Like, hey, this is what all the short term, this is what it means. Or
they'll like ban shit. Like I remember that happened to me in properties actually. And I was using like banned words because they're like, this is not conducive to
that's like the
community. And I was like, shit, like this is akin to like gamer culture. Then that's what I'm happy about it too. Because it's like, like gamers have the whole lingo and everything, you know what I mean? And it's like the fact that this is just as pervasive, and it's going to be more, and people are paying attention because there's money to be made for real. And it's like, yo, I'm down to learn it all.
Here's the thing too, for anyone that's kind of wants to get into the space, you more or less, I mean, Nat, would you agree that it's Discord and Twitter are the two like main? Telegram I think's out there too, but Discord for me, Discord and Twitter are like, I mean, I don't use TikTok, so I have no idea, but like I find those two are like very NFT crypto space.
Yeah, totally. Discord and Twitter are the main ones. Obviously no one likes Discord. It's kind of like something that we've all just like succumbed to, but
it's funny. I used to use it just as like playing video games online. Like I have the headset. Right. I would use it as a voice chat, so I didn't have to chat in game so everyone could hear me. Me and my buddies would use Discord. Once I started getting in NFTs, I was like, holy shit, I know I have Discord, but I didn't know it had any of the bots and the, like all the shit you can do with Discord is crazy. But yeah, I know a lot of people, it's very confusing for a lot of people once you get to start using it.
I have that love hate with it for sure, because it's like so advanced. And I'm like, yo, this platform's amazing. I can do so much shit. But then I'm like, Ryan, how come I don't know where this basic thing is? Like, it's ridiculous.
It's so complicated.
It's really complicated, actually.
So my friend from college, he has like a cousin in Germany that's like, he's like an old man, but he's an artist, and he's been an artist for years, like through like the Berlin revolutionary things and all of that stuff. And his dad like approached me with like an opportunity to help guide them through like the NFT space. And so so I was like telling them like what their first steps were. And I was like, you're definitely going to need, so this is like where that culture knowledge is so valuable. Like this is just like a businessman with art and an idea, and he needs to, get his NFT out there. And I'm here telling him like, dude, you need to get on Twitter ASAP, and you need to create a Discord, and you need to do all these things for your Discord, because Discord's like so complicated, and you got to do like all those bot stuff and mod stuff.
Crazy to get approved to the groups.
You're like an NFT media manager.
Yeah. And he was like, really? Like, I have to do that? And I was like, yeah. And then I actually asked Joe from Properties, I was like, is it really necessary to have a Discord? And he was like, girl, yes. Like, that's like number one. And I was like, I know, but it's just like the Discord's so complicated. So Twitter and Discord are like the number one. I mean, it's true though. Like when I'm about to, like, if I'm going to buy a project, the first thing I do is look at the Discord, right? And like, I'm already judging the Discord from the second I like press the link and see how many members are in there and how
so true. True.
So like, it is a very important aspect of a project, like at least for now.
What else is on your checklist for Discord checking?
I guess after that would just be like the general chat. And then I'll just like, you just like check out like what they're talking about. Like, are they talkative? When was the like how spaced out are the conversations? Like, are they constantly talking about the floor price, which is like super annoying.
Oh, so annoying.
And then I love to look at the announcements because, it's really important that the team and the project is like constantly updating and like, giving out stuff to us and whatever.
Do you care if a team is doxed or not? There's another term that nobody even knows.
No one ever knows what that means when I say it. Every time I say that in like a regular situation, people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, doxing comes from like video games too, where it was like you would dox someone and set like they would do the FBI raids and all that crap. That's where it originated.
Hacker culture. It's like really bad. But okay, anyways, we should probably explain it. Sorry, just like what doxing is.
I just did. Video games would hack into people's shit and find out who they are and send the police to their house. And that's like doxing them because they would find out who they really are.
But just for the listeners, it doesn't mean that we're going to, if you get doxed now, the FBI's going to
No, sorry. House. Yeah. Now in the NFT culture, in the crypto space, it's turned into doxing yourself as meaning revealing who your real identity is, not hiding behind your avatar or whatever you want to hide behind. Right. It's actually, hey, this is me and this is my project.
So I'm fully doxed.
I like it. I personally like it. I do look for it. It's not like a massive thing for me, but I do enjoy a team being doxed.
I think it's tricky. I think because I think in the beginning, earlier in the year, when this first was happening and like most people weren't doxed, it was a lot easier to trust into projects. And like, we were all like, buying projects, and I got rug pulled a few times, and like, the teams aren't doxed. But then there are obviously like projects where the teams aren't doxed and they're very successful. Like Sappy Seals, originally the team wasn't doxed. He like literally just recently like posted a selfie of himself.
Because on your podcast, he was totally like,
he was, but he had told me like, I'm going to like reveal myself soon, because he didn't want to like hide behind his profile picture or whatever. And like respect to him and respect to anybody else who doesn't like want to reveal what they look like. Like, I don't think it's necessarily necessary. However, I think if you're going to be not doxed and like have a successful project or you have to figure out a way to gain trust. So like, I don't really know how people do it, but I'm sure there are ways to like gain trust with the anon vibes. But even like with the anon vibes, it's like you never really know if you can trust. And I've been approached by people to like, so like this one particular project approached me to like market for them. And like the guy who was asking me is like really big. He has like 1 million followers on Instagram. But he wasn't doxing himself. So like I was like, he told me, he's like, I'm not promoting this as mine. Like, I'm not doxing this, but it's my project. And I was like, okay, so you want me to promote this project when he has such a big following. And I'm like, so you want me to promote this project, but you're not going to promote it, which only makes me believe that you're going to rug pull this project eventually, or you're just not going to put that much thought and effort into it. So I was like, no, I'm good. But, they like still try to get you to promote them somehow, or like they'll comment on my tweets and just like whatever. But so like I don't know, it's very tricky. But like, what I really like is how in properties, Conrad and Joe have like avatars that look like themselves. Like I think that's cool.
It's like doxing without doxing.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Like even though they weren't hiding themselves anyways, but they did dox themselves on my podcast. I think that was the first time they revealed themselves.
I was gonna say, I think it was because then Joe went on. Did you go to
NYC NFT?
Yeah, and that's when everyone started doxing themselves and started seeing everyone's faces.
Yeah, Joe went out and sent his own picture. Who was he with? Gary V.
Yeah.
Devon's buddy, Gary V.
Right.
Did you go to that?
No, I was in Europe. I wish. I had major FOMO.
Yeah, you lived the life.
I was at Art Basel though. That was fun.
God damn jealous of your life. I see your Twitter and I'm like, damn, look at her, Miami, 3 a.m. Damn, she's like, damn, why can't that be me?
Yeah, I mean,
it will be, Ryan. It will be.
Well, yeah, but I'll be traveling with kids.
It'll be me, you, and your whole family of 5.
My 3 kids. We're at Disney World. I'm not at 3 a.m.
Or at an NFT event. I'll be trying to keep wine away from your 5-year-old son. Wait, is he 5? Yeah.
Yeah, he's 5.
Yeah, there we go. Replace it with cranberry juice. We're good. Okay, so now we're getting close to time here. A couple of things I was thinking about, like considering the influence, the reach, and all the people that cross paths with you, right? What do you see that like other people probably can't see? Like, what is there something? Are you seeing a trend? Are you seeing something cool? Other projects? Is there anything where you're like, oh shit, I haven't seen this before? Like, what do you think the future is going to look like for NFT specifically? Because I know it's kind of like there's been a bit of like an exhaustion towards NFTs. Like, I mean, even Ryan and I felt it. I was like, what are these months? Last week, November. The month before December. In November, there's a little bit of a cooling off period. And like, I don't know, around Christmas, people start thinking about like responsibility and cash and this and that. I feel like there's an NFT burnout a little bit. But what are you seeing? What do you think it's cool? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I 100% agree about the exhaustion. Like people definitely are not buying as much right now. I agree also, it's the holidays. People are taking money out. People are buying Christmas presents, The market's not looking good in general. I mean, my wallet is so scary right now. But I think that things are going to bounce back. I do think, however, for NFTs that, I think this was the only year in which like projects could just come out and like sell out and like people didn't do much research on them and people were just hoping to get rich quick or flip this or that. I think that era is definitely over. Like there's no flipping, getting quick rich for like, or selling out projects like that are just like whatever projects. Yeah. I think next year, especially like as we like onboard more people into the NFT space, because it's like very apparent that like normies are like coming into space. I think that, the projects that are good now are like, they'll be there next year, hopefully, if like the team can still keep going. But I think like for a project to succeed next year, like coming up, like you really got to put a lot of work into it. Like there really has to be like, people have to be gaining something from it. Like normies are not going to buy a JPEG and like flip it, like
Hell
people like want to go to parties or like get access to something or like, I don't know, like the Adidas, like having access to their merchandise.
Yep.
Things
what's
like
the utility?
Right. Utility is going to be definitely a big one. There will obviously still be, like the people kind of NFTs where like, it's just like art, like real art. I think 3D as well is something that's really big and come into the space. And then obviously lands and things like that.
Yeah, totally.
Properties and spaces like that where you can buy and build and
Can't wait.
What's
metaverse is open.
Yeah, no doubt. What so I know we talked NFTs and this and that. Like what metaverses are you in like any other metaverses outside of like Ethereum or whatnot? Like what are you like looking into? Like we're in Pavia, right? And Cardano
we shill Cardano a lot just because I have a bunch of NFTs there and I bought Pavia is their metaverse that they're creating. So I'll show Cardano because I want that shit to go up. But
Yeah.
like, we're not in any. Well, what other? Yeah, I guess what other metaverses or like I guess blockchains you
Well,
dabble in?
Sandbox, Decentraland, like all those are on Ethereum, right? But like,
Right. I'm not just, I have only Ethereum and Solana, but I've actually have been wanting to get into Cardano. I forgot about that. Like a week or two ago, I was like looking into it, like projects to buy. But like I kind of forgot about it, but now I'm going to get back into that. Do you have any suggestions?
Pavia is going to have, I think, first quarter next year, maybe January. They said they're going to do their final land plot sale.
Cool.
So
I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
I hear Cardano, like, you know, when you hear it and it slowly starts coming up more and more on the timeline and conversation, like that's when you just get into it early, like just fucking do it. Like,
yep. And the one thing with Pavia too is they're working with Decentraland to have a portal between both blockchains. So
yeah,
it's
that's awesome.
So I guess we're getting to that point too. Once the metaverses all start going, it's like, well, now how do we connect to each other? Just bring it all to one world in a sense. With Cardano, there's so much, like the big dogs in the NFT space. There is like Space Buds, Clay Nation. What else? There's a
uninterested unicorns.
That's Ethereum, but anyways.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It happens to me all the time. One time a project was trying to send me an NFT and I kept sending them my Ethereum address and they kept asking me for my wallet address. And I was like, I sent it to you like 3 times. And they're like, we're a Solana project. And I was like,
how do you like Solana? Because we've been talking about it for a while, but like the fun about it, I guess you would say, was that it was just like everything was copycat NFT projects and rug pulls central. So I haven't dabbled into it yet because I've just been like, I'm gonna let the
I've been researching it, and I feel like when it comes to the NFT projects, I am not bullish. I'm not happy with them at all. They literally look like clones, like perfect clones. But the rest of it, I'm like, this is gonna do some shit. So I don't know.
I definitely think Ethereum is top tier in terms of like NFTs, blockchain, 100%. Whatever. Like the luxury, more successful NFTs, like I mean, all the projects that are on Ethereum are more like OG and like
everyone flocks there,
right? And it's just like stronger community, stronger projects. Solana is obviously a lot newer, but I think Solana has a lot of benefits. Like minting on Solana is so nice compared to Ethereum. You know, I do think that because of that, almost like you lose that the like the serotonin highs. Like I'm not like tripping about minting something on Solana, but like if I'm minting something on Ethereum, like I'm feeling so much emotion. It's pretty addicting, right?
What do you mean by minting on Solana is like actually nice? Like is the process wildly different?
There's no fees basically.
It's just like the fees are not crazy, and like I mint and transactions go through. Like
there's no failed transaction, and you just spent $500 on gas to nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just an easier process.
That's exactly we have a bit of that with Cardano. Go ahead. I cut you off.
We said the exact same thing. I was saying like that's exactly how we feel with Cardano. We were ushered into it very nicely. We had to hustle a bit, but the fees are like.
Here's what we should do. We'll help you with Cardano. You help us with Solana. Right. Perfect partnership.
Down. You heard it here first.
I'm down. I think one thing that definitely draws back is a big drawback is the fact that you can't mint on your phone. I think that's super annoying, and like they need to definitely fix that ASAP. I think if they had that, a lot more people would be on the Solana network or be able to mint, because there have been situations where I wasn't able to mint a project I wanted to because I only had access to my phone. And so, I think that's a biggie. I think once they figure that out, they'll definitely get more traction. But in general, the projects just need to be better, because you're right. Like the projects that are on Solana right now are just not up to par, and the art is just so whatever.
Trash. I'll say it. It's trash.
Straight trash. All right, Ryan, what else you got?
I got nothing. This has been a great podcast. I think all my questions have been answered, really. You, Devon? How about you?
This has been awesome. I learned that Uninterested Unicorns is actually on Ethereum. I learned a lot today. Actually, I have learned a lot. Nat, like, what is your final word for the listeners? What would you want them to know about you, but that they might not necessarily know from your online persona? I know. I dropped like the heaviest question. You're like, what the hell? But we were supposed to wrap this up nice and easy.
I don't know. I guess I'm not too sure. Just that I am. Oh my gosh, I don't even know, guys.
Here,
I'm just a normal human being. Like, I'm such a spaz all the time. I get so nervous for these kinds of things still, even on my own podcast. But, like, I'm in the journey. I think I know a lot, and I'm very intuitive. So if you guys want to follow me, like, that would be awesome. And I love engaging with my followers as well. So
dropping alpha content on the regular. Where can they find you? What's all your handles? We'll put it in the show notes for sure, but you might as well say
at Nat4Angels, NAT4NGELZ is my Twitter, and it's my Instagram too, but that's like my real life Instagram, and my NFT Instagram is Nat NFTs.
Awesome.
Yes.
Dope.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was such a great podcast.
No problem. This was fun.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, Ryan, take us out. You do the outro.
No, but like the music was playing, right? You already started it.
The music is playing, my guy.
All right. Well, then we can do the outro. Thank you for listening.
Do the outro? Yeah.
I'll do it. Yes. Thank you for listening to Non-Fungible Guys. You can find us on Twitter at Non-Fungible Guys. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Nat. And that's it, folks.
Happy holidays.
Fuck you, Devon.
That's how you want to finish the episode?